Alright guys, Arcade Adam back with part 2 of the Cruis'n USA dual cabinet project. Just want to open up with this again to remind everybody what we're doing here, but let's just get into it. Alright guys, welcome back to the project. Here we go. We get the monitor in there. We're putting on the, I guess the bottom of the marquee is what you would call that piece, where the speakers are going to go. So I cleated in there based on kind of where the monitor is. Drill the speaker holes, because that's really important as to where those are. As you can see, I tried to measure decently well as to where those go. There's the speaker grills. Put it back in there, glue it up, cleat it up. Get that nice and precise and level. I thought I did a pretty good job, and you'll see totally, definitely measured where those cleats are and how they're so damn close to those speaker holes. I'm not using like drop-in screw-in speakers, so it's no big deal. Here we go, switching gears over to the monitor mount. I'm using a 2x6 because it's just so overkill and ridiculous, and why not? Also, I noticed it's pretty close to a... what is that, a 100 by 100 VESA mount standard? You know, the square that every monitor's got, basically up to about 32 inches. By the way, these are 32-inch LG Ultra Gear gaming monitors, G-Sync, 144 hertz. Oh yeah, here I was super proud of my levelness. But I'm basically using those cleats where I can slide the monitor forward and back. And I've got two metal pieces of iron or steel, whatever they are, to adhere to those cleats, and the 2x6 so I can move the monitor around if I don't like where it is. But honestly, it turned out pretty sick. That bottom is only like 1.25 inches off the bottom, so I'll need to make some sort of chin. I eventually do want to put glass in front of these, but tinted tempered glass for these is expensive. I'm getting quotes for like $100 a machine. That just seems like a lot, but maybe that's the new normal. I don't know, but there you go. There's a close-up. There's 6 screws in each one. I'm probably going to go back and add another bracket perpendicular on the top there to make that 2x6 real solid. But like I said, this may not be its final place, and I need to make some adjustments. Again, while I was outside, the red seat showed up, so there it is. And then I moved the cabinet outside to get a better look at it. And you can see the monitor mount. Can anybody spy what I did wrong or my my screw up? There it is. Yeah, the HDMI input and power is behind that. So a little bit of massaging with the old oscillating tool. Those things are awesome. Look at that. Look at the hole you can cut in a 2x6 with a damn oscillating tool. Anyway, solve the problem. Structural integrity still should be pretty good. Also, damn China, you weird. Why is there a snowman in my oscillating tool bag? Here I added the bottom kick plate. That is not permanently affixed at all because I still have a couple of variables there, like where the pedals are going to go, if I'm going to do a coin box, and where that's going to look and sit. So right now that is designed. Maybe I'll actually I've got a video or a picture where I'll show you the back of it. There's like a cleat system I made where it just kind of slides down like a window shade. There you go. So I got the bottom cleats in the back of it, the top cleats in front of it, and I'll add some more in there when I find a permanent home for it. Got the back panel in place. There's a picture, top down, so you can see more of what's going on in there. Pretty much a brick shit house, so hopefully it looks good. I'm using the same cleat system that EHA uses on their panels because, it works, and why not? It made sense to me. So I just tore up a little piece of smaller wood, made a cleat out of it, put 2 screws in it, and then drilled a hole for the key. You pick those up on Amazon, and see how it stuck out. So I should have bought a key that was 3/4 depth, but this is like 1 inch, so I had to bend the arm there a little bit, but it works fine. I haven't looked at my actual Megacade to see if that's how Dave did it too, but hey, whatever, it works. Probably, I was too lazy to put it in a vise too. I just kind of wrenched on it, so whatever, holds it nice and tight. I like it. So it's finally becoming like a closed-in cabinet. There you can see the monitor. Switching gears again, we're working on the seat box. I've got to build it so it can hold my ass in the seat. So it's going to be a little bit of a, brick shit house as well. I've got to make sure the lateral forces and the vertical forces are not going to overcome anything. So I upgraded to 2x4s for the seat box. And you'll see I'm kind of iterative on the design. You'll see some screws poking through where they shouldn't, but basically I go back and I frame it. In this design, the MDF is basically a shell. The actual seat and casters are going to be held together by all this internal cleating. The MDF is just kind of there to cover it up. Here again, pretty proud of myself. Look at that. The fitment. Yes. Like you can't get it better than that, in my opinion. Especially for a guy that just does computer stuff for a living. So, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Put the casters on. Use the same method as I did before. You tighten it up with some clamps. Glue it up. Screw it up. I screwed up again, and I was working on two left sides instead of a left and a right side there for a good minute before I realized my mistake. So I lost some hours there, but finally got back on track making a first seat box. So I got two alternate side panels, a right and a left. There you can see the screws I was talking about. Those I'm going to zip those out and put in some 2x4s on the bottom and then frame those together so it's a complete unit. I just got to square it up first. So I was just making sure things were fitting right and square before I did that. But I think it came out nice. The other thing is the top of the seat is got to get slotted, so I went back and did that. And again, while I was working, some more stuff shows up. Not confidence inspiring that the packaging has reverse text in the image. Like they couldn't be bothered to take another photo. Sure, it'll be fine. Won't start on fire at all. But anyway, there's my 2x4s I was talking about. Just getting those in there, framing it up, get the front panel on, get the top panel on. And the back panel, it was funny. My buddy Larson and I, we were talking, we were on the exact same page. So the back panel is basically an axis panel because I use the magnet cleats to get, or like cleats, latches, whatever you want to call them. To get access to that thing, because I am going to put a subwoofer, bass shaker, and lights, all three if I can fit them in there. So I wanted to get access to the thing later. So the back panel is the biggest door I can put on this thing, so that's what I use the magnets on. I'll show you that in a clip in a second. But I think it turned out good. And it's very, very heavy, and those casters have adjustable height feet. I was admiring my squareness and straightness again with this 2x4 construction. You can see the cuts, even the angle cuts lined up. I don't know how I pulled that off on both sides. Some random angle. Anyway, I couldn't get that to work on a deck I built before this, but somehow I did it on here. Moving on, you can see that thing's pretty well solid. And just doing around the corner shot there. There's the magnets I was talking about. So it's just a little magnet foot and a piece of metal. You line it up. So you see my pencil marks there on the corner, on the angled piece of wood. It latches up. These particular ones didn't have a pretty strong force, which is good and bad because the ones that Rec Room Masters used to use, oh my God, those were like 90 Newton force craziness. You couldn't pull it apart if you had two hands on it. And these, obviously, it's more like two fingers. So I used all four. Every single corner has a magnet latch. And it works perfect. So that holds it. Here's a video of that. I got my one-handed grip. Got the phone in the other. Just pulled it off the back. You can see all four of them. And then you can see I have a ledge there from the bottom piece. So you just kind of line that up. And it's a tight fit. And then once you get it in there, you just give her a back slap and you're good to go. That's it. So I can get in there and do some wiring. I still haven't cut the hole in the front yet. I don't want to ugly this thing up before I know what I'm doing, but I will have a hole in that front bottom plate to pass through to the other arcade cabinet for sound, power, and yeah, a couple of things for power for LED lighting and the speaker. Do the top two panels. So I did again another cleat system panel with a key. So I can get in there because I'm pretty sure the computer where I'm going to mount it is like right behind the monitor. That's the most amount of space. And then also either this moving panel or the panel right above it, I'm going to cut holes for two fan exhausts. I haven't done that yet, but that's my plan. So now I've got my 2 panels in the first cabinet. Now that I got that seat box and those panels on there, that's complete. That's it, guys. Like, I got one. I got it done. Like, there's a real Cruis'n USA. Well, real enough is that I made it off of random internet dimensions. Artwork, T-molding, throw the computer in there, and you're done. So before I got too excited, because I knew if I threw the computer in this thing, it would be game over. So I told myself, I cannot do that. So I started immediately on the second cabinet and broke my router. Like, what kind of Chinesium? Oh, okay, I gotta settle down. I will just get mad. But anyway, not only did I break that bit, but I also broke my router. I don't know if you noticed in that last picture, I had to borrow my dad's Craftsman router from like 60 years ago, because the DeWalt I was using started smelling like electric death. Anyway, second cabinet's Warp 9, man. It's coming along. Like, there it is. I got the whole bottom end glued up. Top end, obviously not so much, but there you go. You guys are all caught up. I can't wait to show you part 3. Please hit like, subscribe, ask me questions, hit me down in the comment section. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.